Alright, this is the explanation for my variation of micro-macro effect from Brother John Hammond. Okay, this is your setup. You need to make these gaffs. Okay, and what they are is you have 4 queens miniatures, and then you're going to glue stick, you're going to cut out pieces of full-size card, and what you're going to do is you're going to make this like this, and what it is it's glue sticked on almost all of it except for certain parts because it fits together like a puzzle. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, you take 2 pieces of queen and you glue stick that onto one, just like that. You then take 2 here and you have like this L piece here. So this is a piece of the Queen of Spades here. This fits together like a puzzle. And as you can see, there's glue stick on almost all of this miniature card except for like this L position here. This one also has another L going the opposite way. So that fits together like a puzzle like that. So you have the 2 miniature queens, then you have the pieces of the card cut out like that. So this would go together just like that, like pieces of a puzzle. Then you have half of a Queen of Spades. It's actually less than half, and that's glue sticked on except for you leave the end with no glue stick, so it's just glue sticked on this side. That fits in to this part just like so. So it's tucked in under the part where there's no glue stick on it. Takes some time to get this gimmick. It's a little bit intricate of a gimmick, but it's really not that intricate. Because what you're going to do is you're going to start off the routine and you're going to show the queens. Okay. What you actually have here is the miniatures on the other side, so you don't show the other side. You're then going to grab and pull them apart, and these 2 fingers grab here, the thumb is here. So you're going to pull everything apart. It's going to look just like that. So you obviously can't show the other side, but you just show that you shrink. So it's a nice effect. You don't have to do that. One, you can just do without in the routine. The routine's fine without it, but there's just a little extra stuff. Now, I'm going to show you another version of the shrinking cards. And this is one that I came up with years ago. And Gary Kurtz also had one that was slightly different, but I didn't know about his till later. His is almost the same, but his is different. But what it is you take a joker. On the back you cut out of a card box, you glue stick this piece, and you'd have that on here. You'd have this whole trick set up, which I'm going to show you as I go along. You go and find these miniatures. You can usually find them at like Michael's Crafts shops and things like that. They're for the little doll houses. And this is a little miniature box. Or you can use this time Party Time miniature cards. But what you do is you have this underneath here, this miniature is underneath here, and you'd have your whole entire setup. So it looks like you're going to take the cards, you're going to snap the flap, it looks like you're going to take the cards out of the box. You then turn this over and take this here, and so this will look like you've shrunk. So it's a nice, really beautiful effect. That's one way you can do it. I'm going to show you several different ways to do the micro-macro. Then all you'd have to do is when you take out the jokers, you'd get rid of your gimmick. And that's your gimmick there. So when you put your jokers in your pocket. Now, setup for micro-macro. I'm going to show you. But first, before I show you that, I want to show you some other things. this is another little gimmick. It's you get a little miniature card, and what you do is you glue stick a miniature on the half of it, and then this folds. So this is a really cool little diminishing card effect, because if you hide this part in your hand when you're showing this, you can hide it, and then you want to hide kind of the creases like this. Then when you come over, all you're doing is folding this up. As soon as your hand covers it, you're folding this up, so it looks like it shrinks, and you can still show both sides. And then you can make like a Tenkai Vanish. We've got it in the Tenkai, then you can lap it. All kinds of things you can do with it. So that's another idea that you might want to use for your micro macro. Another idea, this is from John Cornelius. This is a beautiful idea, and what it is it's a special gaff that you can make. He sells them too, and what it is if you take a miniature box and you cut out this side here, and then you take a box here. This one I have to retape back together, but you can have a piece of tape here. You just tape right here, but what it is you have the cards in here like this, and one card is like this, one card is like this, and you have this here, and you'd have a piece of tape here, which I need to put on, but I'll do that later. This is so that when you show this thing, you can show, you can show almost all the sides, because right here where the crease is, your thumb goes across. So you're showing the side of the box, you're showing the top, you're showing almost everything, but you can't show that there. So your first finger is hiding this crease here, or your middle finger. Your thumb is here along this crease. So here's the beautiful part. You can show the back, you can show the side, you can show almost everything except for that there, right? So what you do is you pop the box open, everything looks perfectly legit. You take the cards out. And you want to be careful here. Obviously I need a piece of tape, but you would take the cards out. Okay? And this would have your stack, which I'm going to show you in a minute for micro macro. But they've already seen most of the box, then what you do is, you obviously can't show this, but you would only be showing, at this point, you'd only be showing this upper half, but they've already seen supposedly the rest. And what you're doing is, as you close the box, you're pushing that in. And all this can happen real fast. It's slow because I'm explaining it. But this will be pushed in side of here. So this whole thing will fit down. And so that will look like this. It will look like you're taking the box, closing it, and then you snap your fingers. And now the beautiful part is, look, you can show all sides. Obviously you don't want to do that. This will be set down, or you put it away. You probably set it down like this. That's John Cornelius' idea. Now we're going to show you Peter Kane growing deck idea. And what you do is you take this gimmick, and all it is it was a blank card, but I put Sharpie to make it black because it's going to be a black art principle. And then you take a piece of miniature card, and this goes on here like this. So if you have the miniature box. Okay. You have the miniature box you have right here that would cover the black art. And this you can spread. You're actually spreading it like this so that it looks like it's a miniature. It's actually the deck's spread this way. The box is here, covering all that. You can have it different ways. I usually put it like kind of like that, so it's kind of like at an angle, mostly covering the front edges. And you have it on there. You take the as you gather these up, you take the box and move it. You move the miniature box over. So this, they see the miniature box. This gives it this picture that this is a miniature. Okay, actually you're covering the edge with your fingers here. This is a beautiful idea from Peter Kane. And what it's going to be like is it's going to look like this. Look like you're visually, because you use a black close-up mat. So you have to use a black close-up mat for this. This is a black art. This will look like you're stretching a miniature deck. Watch. And you stretch. See? Isn't that beautiful? And you can stretch, you can put back. So it's a really cool idea. I really like it. To use with micro macro. And then once you get to here, you can take this card and then just ditch that underneath like that, so that that's underneath. And then you can either as you're showing the top and the bottom, and you put this in the middle, you would just propel lap this. This would be lapped, the gimmick. There's different ways to do it, but you just you basically dribble the cards, and then as you square them up, you just lap this as you drawing attention to them, telling them to hold their hand out or whatever you're going to do, because they could then examine the whole deck that you've made it grow, because you've ditched this. Okay, now back to the micro macro. For micro macro, you have this gimmick card here, which is you cut and you glue stick these on a joker, just several edges of the cards here, so that it looks like a miniature. This will look like a miniature deck. You have one miniature card, okay, it's in here. And you start off the trick, you spread the cards, okay, and what you would do is you would actually spread them. And the miniature card you want to have on the left side like that. So when you spread, this looks like miniatures, and you'd have the miniature box here as well, because you'd be doing some different routines, which you'll see in other videos. You're going to do a force, okay? The force is right here. You can see it because it's very slightly different on the miniature card. You're going to do the force on it. And the force is simply, as you wave your hand over it, you tell them to say stop. When they say stop, you come down and you take this out. You tell them to memorize their card, put it back in. Now, at this point is when I would do the growing part. So I would have the gimmick, and the gimmick would be right underneath that. And as I square up the cards, what I would do is move that on top. So this would happen as I'm from the side, I'm exposing it. All you do is bring this up here, because what you're going to do is you'd go into the stretch that I just showed you. So you actually have to move two cards, and all you're doing, it's really simple, is when you square up these cards, so you'd have them here, right? I'm going to be careful here. This is like this. This is your gimmick. Okay. So you have this card here, and all you would do is as you square these up, you would move this onto the top, and you actually want to have the gimmick going that way. So you'd move these on top, and it would actually be, sorry, this way. But it's going to look like it's still there. Then we're back to the stretch. So we've got the black art here. So we stretch the deck out. Now from there you can just lap, you tenkai this piece, and you lap that. Okay, so that would be lap. Then you'd say, look, the cards grow big, and then you'd spread them. And when you spread them out,